G'day guys, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome back to the Shadow-Cursed Lands. Now, we are out here looking for quite a few things, actually. Balthazar, we're looking for clues about that spirit that has to do with... I think it's a spirit that has to do with lifting the Shadow Curse itself. And also, we're looking for a ledger in the inn that's just over there. And we've just come across this statue in the middle of the square with some plaques and some kind of a puzzle, potentially, which we'll need to look into. I am perhaps going to resummon Ursa because she's quite hurt. And perhaps maybe that will be sufficient for the next fight. Actually, let me just take a look here. Okay, yes, we don't have Warlock spell slots either. We've got a decent number of spell slots for Shadowheart. I think just a short rest is in order here. And we should be able to hopefully continue. Ursa is still a little bit injured, but I think maybe we can live with that, or actually that's fine. I will just resummon her, to be honest, because
not as bad as it could have.
We may as well have our summon at full health. There we go. All right. So now that that's all done, actually, just need to do Longstrider there. Everyone else should still be good with Longstrider, so I do want to just take a look at these plaques. We have just had a fight, obviously. There's another body over there that we need to loot.
Something over there.
Thorm is the only thing missed. When... are they all perhaps maybe in row order, perhaps?
Something over there. Never wanted the easy path.
I get the feeling that this might open if we manage to, you know, figure out the puzzle. Our
I'll give it a shot.
Lady
I wonder what that did.
of Loss. Okay, right. We just need to interact with the plaques before they sort of fade. I'm guessing there might be even like a huge like sewer area to explore, judging by what we've just seen here. There's the Mason's Guild. I kind of want to go back to the Waning Moon now, now that we've sort of explored the square a little bit. But we can just check this out very quickly.
What is this place?
A Sharon Sanctuary. So I'm thinking Shadowheart might be very happy about finding this place. Should we check it out first? I guess we can. I really am getting confused about the order of things that we should do things in, but I'm just gonna play it by ear now and just see what happens. Maybe more puzzles in this area.
Are you bold of heart and sharp of tongue? Can you turn any and all to the Dark Lady's cause?
Saving throw, smirk, of course. Need you even say it? +1 to saving throws, okay. Total bonus 3. These will consume spell slots, which I'm not too keen on doing, but we may as well do resistance. And do I even have inspiration? I probably don't. Do I do Bless? Consume a level 2 spell slot? I think we'll take our chances here. Oh! Okay.
You feel your confidence wilt under the cold stare of the statue. A great weight of self-doubt seems to drag on you.
Okay, what happened there? We just, like, feel depressed. Has earned Shah's condemnation due to a poor display of charm. Has a -5 penalty to charisma until finishing a long rest. Well, we're gonna have to do the long rest pretty much immediately after this. So apparently the statue of Shah is interactable. Sentinels. They have a lot of HP. What are these things exactly? They are undead, Dark Justiciars. Living Shadow. Resistance to all damage except for Psychic and Radiant. When heavily obscured, which they aren't because we've got the lantern with us, right? Can't be blinded. Advantage on all charisma saving throws and spell attack rolls. Sunlight sensitivity. Is there anything that would replicate sunlight? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this would do anything to benefit us. Radiant vulnerability. So I'm hoping that Shadowheart, rather, would be able to do some decent damage in this situation. Let's see. I could probably get Blue to Misty Step into a better position. Like up here, for instance. That doesn't seem like a bad idea, and then he can just fire off some shots, maybe block off the path with Spike Growth, but we only have one remaining spell slot to use, so got to be a little bit careful about when we use it. Quoth, I might get Quoth out of the way, quite simply because these guys can't be blinded anyway. So I'll just move you up there, and yeah, we can continue upwards.
Forever dauntless.
Will. I guess these guys have advantage on charisma, right? I think. Where did I read that? Advantage on intelligence saving throws. Can't be blinded. Or were they very specific? Ah, okay, right. They're all quite specific. So This one's the charismatic one, which means that it'll be difficult to cast anything on it that requires, you know, charisma checks. But I'm thinking perhaps maybe we could use slow to put all of these guys at, you know, a bit more of a disadvantage. We have actually quite a lot of chances to cast this. How many enemies are there? There's only 3. I know it might be a little wasteful, but do we have any other better options, I wonder? Bane? So 1d4 penalty to attack rolls and saving throws. It's a concentration spell. Assuming this does the opposite of haste, it means that these guys would be able to move around less, and we would therefore be able to take, you know, a few extra turns as a result. As an entire party. That's sort of my reasoning here. Yeah. Why not? Let's do it. I haven't really used it before, so now's a decent time to maybe check it out. I'm hoping this is really the only group, but let's do it. Okay, 2 of them saved. Horrible. We could brand the weak as well. And we go with bludgeoning because Karlach's going to be doing most of that damage, as well as possibly Shadowheart. Okay, I'm gonna move Will up this way, just so that these guys need to move a little bit to try and get to him. And we'll tank with these 2.
This is my time.
Never a dull moment.
I'm heating up.
Karlach, I think we should go into frenzy immediately. Yeah, let's do frenzy. And yeah, I guess we do want to just use up all of our resources here. So I have a feeling that this is going to be a very, very difficult fight to survive. Yeah, let's do this. Good. I don't suppose these guys would be able to be dazed. Would they be immune to that? They do have bludgeoning resistance, though. I suppose they have resistance to, yeah, all of these things. Well, I mean, for all of them, that is. So we're going to be doing less damage. I had a feeling that perhaps maybe that distracting strike is something that I should have done, like, later. Because as soon as they take an attack, it just gets taken off immediately. Possibly. These guys have elemental resistances. They do. Quite a lot of it, actually. Wow, okay. Tough fight. I think... I'm gonna leave Karlak there, to be honest.
Where do I go from here?
Right, so blue. This is gonna be a bit tricky, but as I said, I do feel like I want to get him out of the way. Can we even attack from those positions? That's another thing. I don't know if he has enough, like, vision from up here. I might do something like that. Yeah, okay, we still have an opportunity to do our attacks, so that's good. Let's go in with... Yeah, I can't do Hunter's Mark anymore. But that's okay. I'll take a couple of shots. And yeah, we'll try and focus all of these enemies down one at a time. I wonder if I could even hit them from up there, but I'll take my 2 shots here first. Might even be able to use braced.
Another day, another fight.
Yep. Alright, let's
Don't waste a step.
get up this way. And yeah, we'll see what kind of pain we're dealing with here. Good. Psionic Backlash and Counterspell. Sure. Good. That's the first for both of those, actually. Yeah, we'll do Shield Blow. Why not? Okay, so how do we best utilize radiant damage here? We don't have the ability to cast Sunbeam anymore because we need to do, I believe, a long rest for that. So we're going to long rest immediately after this fight if we survive it. So Guiding Bolt might be decent. So we've got resistance on at the moment. We don't need that anymore. So I'd say maybe we do want to put Spirit Guardians on, because it gives us 3 to 4 radiant damage. Oh, sorry, 3 to 24 rather. So I think this might be a good idea. Let's just not rush into it though. Crusader's Mantle emboldens you and nearby allies. You and your allies' weapon attacks deal an additional 1 to 4 radiant damage. This could be good. I'm wishing Blue was in the group, but that's fine if she's not. The majority of our guys are in. Will, I'm sort of using Will as a bit of a spellcaster at the moment, so I suppose this would only benefit us two, like Karlak and Shadowheart. So perhaps maybe Spirit Guardians is better. Just taking a look at what our options are with bonus actions. I might get her to use a potion. But then, one thing that I'm also concerned about is whether or not we're going to be taking a lot of damage across the board, and if I would want something like Beacon of Hope on to improve our healing capability. I think we'll focus on the damage first. We might pivot later. I'll get Spirit Guardians on. So let me just have a read of this once more. Caster can't become invisible. Yep. Call forth spirits. Yeah, and I think I get to choose which type. Movement speed is halved when they're near us, which is good. On save, targets still take half damage. But she has to concentrate on that. So I think that's good. And then I can probably do a healing spell. Or maybe I do want to save my spell slots for something like Guiding Bolt. Can we heal ourselves? Yeah, we can. Could be decent. Let's get this on. Yep, let's do it. I just want to move in a bit closer, like here. That way, we're affecting more enemies. And I don't know, I'm getting the feeling perhaps maybe having a spectral weapon would be good. Increase our odds. I think I'll do like a maul. That way we can, again, focus on the intelligent sentinel there. That has a little bit more of a weakness against it. Okay, we get to go immediately. I may as well use Concussive Smash now. Good. Alright. And I'll move it in here, because I think it can do attacks of opportunity, right? If I'm not mistaken. Is that a thing? How do I check that? Anyway, are we done? Not quite. We've got Ursa, and I think we could try, at the very least, to do Honeyed Paws. Because if we can get that off, that'll be huge. Yes! Okay, nice. So they'll have to waste their action on that. And yeah, we'll just end Ursa's turn there. And our turn there with Shadowheart, as well as the Maul. Inquisitor's Might. What does that mean? Let me have a look. Weapon attacks deal an additional 5 radiant damage and can daze targets for 1 turn. That's pretty bad. We'll see if it comes into play, because this Wise Sentinel needs to pick up their weapon anyway before they're going to be able to use their weapon. I wonder if it affects shields and whether or not they can just like use shield bash or whatever to do some attacks. Let's get a few more shots off here. I think I'm going to do Hunter's Mark.
Should get started.
And let's see if we can get the kill. Yeah, we've still got Calder Week on, that's good.
Here we go again.
Oh, no. Nice, that's one down. Okay, things are going relatively well.
Survival is all that matters.
I might move up
Best be on
a
my
little
way.
bit more. Okay, that's fine, we'll stick around there. Yeah, let's get in, and I think we should try and just focus this one down, the Wise Sentinel. Yeah, let's go in and get our attacks off. I'll do... I think we should do Concussive Smash here as well. Nice, and we do Frenzied Strike. Hang on. I wonder if Dazed... Removed if an ally helps this creature. Yeah, okay. It doesn't say that it would be removed if they...
Tactical.
Oh no! Take an attack. God, alright. I keep misclicking at really unfortunate points. Alright, that's decent. And I think we'll end the turn there.
That who favors the fearless.
So can we get... Eldritch Blast on. 65, 75, path is interrupted. I could maybe reposition down here to get both of them. And I wish there was Radiant option for this orb. Oh well. Yeah, we don't seem to have any like decent spell options right now because we don't really have any more spell slots to use. I could maybe do silence. We're not concentrating on anything, and we could silence this charismatic sentinel and force them to move. If things are silenced though, that also means that it might be advantageous for those using melee attacks, right? So would silence affect Shadowheart's spell though? That's another thing. I'm not sure how that works. Like if someone's already concentrating on a spell and silence is then cast over the area where that person is standing, will they then break concentration because they're silenced? I don't know. Like, might be a bit risky to experiment with that right now. I think we do Eldritch Blast. I know it's kind of boring,
2 steps at a time.
but it'll give us the damage that we need. At least a little bit of it. Yep, we'll do that. Nice. Okay. I think we're done. Psionic Backlash. Ooh, and they missed as well. That's nice. Okay. Very good. So she's not attracting any attacks of opportunity, which is good. Which means I could probably move her in this position to get them both into the circle. One thing that I could have tried is to turn undead, pray to turn all undead that can see you, because these guys are undead, right? I don't know if we really need to do that. It wastes an action. So I might not worry about that because there's not too many of them now. Maybe it was a good option at the start and I completely forgot about it, but I think this spell is still pretty good though, that we cast it. Because we're dealing the right type of damage to these things. Let's do Guiding Bolt. And I think it might be overkill on the Wise Sentinel, so... Oh, okay, we're threatened. There we go, that's a little bit better. Guided Strike. Ooh, that's big damage there. Let's get in a little closer. Yeah, and do additional damage, I like that. And because we are going to do a long rest immediately after this, I am going to use this just to... I don't want to say ensure victory because you never know, but just, you know, sort of guarantee that Shadowheart's not going to, you know, die too quickly if they do decide to focus on her, but I think we're looking pretty good here. Let's end turn. Or should I move back this way? Or they have already taken a little bit of damage from the Spirit Guardians, I think. Let's end our turn. Did they pick their weapon back up? I'm not sure, actually. Because what I could do is I could potentially get myself in here and do honeyed paws there. And I think that's maybe a good idea because they're still holding their weapon. 91% as well. That's really good. Nice. I mean, we're doing some decent work in this fight. I had my doubts initially. And we've still got the maul as well. Yeah, let's do it. Nice crit. Took a little bit of damage there from the Guardians. It's good. And we might kill here, I reckon. Or we might end the fight, rather. Let's take our bonus action.
That should work.
Path is interrupted. Can't get a good angle. Yikes, okay. That's a little unfortunate. I mean, Karlak is going to go next though, so we don't really need to worry too much. One more. Oh! Okay, still survived. Well, Frenzied Strike then. Very nice.
Still alive.
Okay,
So
managed to survive that somehow. So let's and just
These boots have
come
seen
back
everything.
down here. I don't know if I should do that long rest immediately or if I should start looking around this area. My assumption is that we might be safe for the time being. Let's have a quick look at stuff, and then once we're done, we'll have that long rest.
Statue offers you nothing but silence. Whatever secrets it may guard will remain hidden.
Why is that, though? Can I redo some of the interactions with different characters?
Statue offers you nothing but silence.
I don't know, maybe I completely whiffed that, and I really needed to succeed that
Have
check
to keep going.
for things to progress, maybe? Let me just have a look. So... We haven't, like, had any of the really important, like, side quests disappear or anything like that. Finding the Night Song is still here. There's also still, lifting the Shadow Curse. We also still have investigate the Selunite Resistance, which needs to take us to the Masons Guild. We'll come back to that. There's another plaque here, again, probably going to give us the same message.
The statue looms silently. Whatever hidden purpose it has will remain a secret.
I don't know. I don't know if it's super important for, say, Shadowheart's quest. Daughter of Darkness. No, not quite. I feel like maybe we may be missing out on, I don't know, some really awesome gear or something like that. Maybe this opens? That's my prediction.
No traps, please.
I wonder if there's another way in, but... Oh well, those are the consequences that I will live with. We did have a decent fight, and I'm happy about that, at the very least. But now that I knew that it was, like, literally that one interaction, maybe I could have placed a few more additional like buffs on us to try and do that interaction. These guys have nothing on them, do they? That is horrid. Grab that mace. That's it. Yeah, anyway, maybe there's another way in. Who knows? Actually, why don't we do the long rest here? I don't really feel like going out into the darkness, you know, without having all of our abilities and all that sort of stuff. And also, we've got this Dark Lady's ire to try and remove. And this time, I am actually going to use supplies, because I do need to restore spell slots. But again, just going to check in with everyone. Don't really know if people have anything to say, but you never know.
Quite the cozy setup.
No one else over here.
I have a lot on my mind.
Do I want to switch to different people at this stage? Oh yes, that's right. We did find the additional disc. We'll ask her about it. What do you think of the disc we found in Moonrise Towers?
Once again, your mind opens to Lae'zel, and she considers the disc.
More writings on Orpheus. The so-called Prince of the Comet.
Go on then. Let's hear it.
The Prince of the Comet, Part 3. The histories tell us that Commander Voss, Gestil Kithrak, pierced Prince Orpheus clean through with his sword of silver, that his flesh was torn and fed to the great red dragon Ephelemon. Vlakith's faithful roar out this tale, but beneath the roars, we hear whispers carrying truth and prophecy. The Prince of the Comet is not dead. The Prince of the Comet will come again. The Prince of the Comet will liberate us from Vlakith's tyranny. Praise be to Mother Gith, Queen of the One Sky. Praise be to your son, Orpheus, the true heir, Prince of the Comet. This is more than a fable. It's an affront to the undying Queen Vlakith. Gith's son died to Voss's blade. Orpheus is no more.
Could Orpheus really be alive, do you think?
It is not just improbable, it is impossible. Kithrak Voss and his red dragon slayed the fell prince. You could no more resurrect him than you could glue together the pile of ashes he became. My Vash taught that the silver bells of Vlakith's court still ring out before every hunt in celebration of the prince's defeat. As a child, I longed to hear them for myself and sing in praises to the deathless queen and her Githraki.
I guess maybe we might learn even more about this Orpheus, and perhaps maybe the truth of whether or not he's actually dead or alive. Who's the great red dragon Ephelemon in the story?
Tiamat's emissary. It was he who carried word that Mother Gith had negotiated the gift of the dragons, and that Vlakith I would preside as Queen of the Githyanki. Ephelemon remains the Queen's consort to this day, as endless as the empire he now serves. Anything more?
So we still have these as options, but not the other one.
Your mind connects with Lae'zel's, and together you envision the Githyanki disc.
Another part of the Orpheus tale. This one has been translated to Common.
Yeah, okay, right. So I thought we had interacted with her about all of the discs, but perhaps maybe there's a little bit more to it. Let's maybe listen to her tell the story. I think before she wasn't really too keen on telling the story, but now that with all that's happened with the crash and with Vlakith and the, let's call them the rebel faction within the Githyanki, I think she's having doubts, and perhaps maybe she's a bit more comfortable now to tell us the story.
Fine. The Prince of the Comet, Part 2. The Prince of the Comet, Orpheus himself, led his honor guard into battle. Their red dragons bellowed with righteous anger, and the heavens erupted. The glorious prince cried to all who could hear him, "Praise be to my mother Gith, the queen of the One Sky, sacrificed to the hells by the renegade Vlakith." But the true heir, the Prince of the Comet, could not overcome Vlakith's knights and their ill-gotten worms. Mighty Voss, Gestil Kithrak, lit the astral sky aflame. When the ash had cleared, beloved Orpheus was gone. True heir, glorious prince, there's no greater crime than to exalt the pretender called Orpheus.
I think she's still hanging on, though, to this whole idea that she would be ascended by Vlakith if, you know, she did her bidding. Yeah, well, let's ask about the last one.
Once again, your mind opens to Lae'zel. and she considers the disk.
More writings on Orpheus, the so-called Prince of the Comet.
Oh, okay. We only have this one option.
Good.
I don't know why we wouldn't be able to get her to tell the story on that one, but... Okay. Well, I'm glad that we cleared all of that up, because we've had those options for a while.
I bet that will fit in my pack.
So, that's what people mean when they talk about butterflies in their stomach. Did you want something?
Let's try the first
Very
option again.
serious of you. But go ahead.
I suppose this is the same interaction as before.
I won't pretend that I don't know what you mean. Ever since we entered, give me some time. If I can figure out whatever it is that I need to do, well, then there should be more time for us.
Gale?
How can I help?
Astarion?
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
Karlak. And Will. I am sort of... considering whether or not
What's on your mind?
we should, you know, switch to different party members just to, you know, give other party members a go. But I'm really liking what we can do with the current,
Well met.
the current combination. Alright, let's have a sleep. We'll keep using them for the time being, and I think once we're done at the inn, because I do plan to go to the inn, I reckon, this episode. But once we're done with the inn, we might see if we can head back and... Well, I mean, head back to the tower. And I do specifically want to bring good old Astarion with us. Alright, not too much happening that night. Let's get back out there. Okay, before we continue though, let's just
Armor needed.
make sure that we're ready for any form of combat.
I've got a long road ahead.
We'll do Long Strider. Perfect. Alright. So I think we're all good. The square I'm pretty comfortable with. There's probably a little bit more over here, but we'll be able to do that when we get to the Toll House. Let's go to the Waning Moon, and let's check that area out a little bit, and see if we can discover what's going on there. That's the wrong way. Goodness me, I'm getting really confused about where we are.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Is that the... Hang on. No, this is the Waning Moon. Yeah. Is there any difference which way I enter from? I suppose not really. I just don't want to accidentally fight people when we can actually talk to them. I might try to go in from here. I was just sort of considering, but is the moon lantern something that we can pop in that slot? What just happened? Oh. No, it can't be. We have to hold it as a weapon. That's frustrating. There is also the matter of the Gith, who are apparently nearby, which, you know, we haven't really seen any signs of, though. Let's do a quick save. And yeah, hopefully we are welcome in this place. But you never know.
There's that last one.
Lighted troubadour. Lighted actor. Again, bit of an experiment here, but can I... No, okay. Everyone's shadow cursed. So... I was sort of wondering whether or not, you know, this place gives us some kind of protection from the shadow curse, but nope. I want to try and be thorough here. Look around. Try and learn a little bit about the place. Take every bottle of booze that we can find. Ban list. Barred from entry. The following ex-customers are unwelcome. Do not let them in, even should they beg. Especially should they beg. Martin Doddy. Human. Chug and run. Adam Smythe. Lascivious behavior, also known as the pickle incident. Garingoth Thorm. She knows what she did. Cavan Orts. I wonder if Garingoth Thorm is related to Ketheric. Maybe, maybe not. Cavan Ort. Tall dwarf. Exceedingly boring. You can get banned from being boring? That's pretty harsh. Syra B. Short half-elf. Vomited on the waiter purposefully. Unknown elf. Pale skin, snide mouth, referring to master distillers as the... is that Porcine? Porcine publican? I may not be pronouncing that correctly. Rochelle Quark. Halfling. Groin punching. Jon von Don. Suspected alias. Grotesquely tall human, underpants on head. Bunch of troublemakers. Oh yeah, that's right. I can't really explore this area without, you know, having the lantern with me. Almost forgot about that. Alright, well, why don't we have a chat with one of the residents here, the one that's nearby, and, you know, they could probably be an initial indication of what kind of characters we're going to meet.
For the pub. Oh, for the pub. We'll soon be stinking drunk.
Let's take a look at the Big Book of Little Drinking Games. campaign spree. Gather your pack, capture a gnome. One by one, your chums gloat how to best maim the gnome in alphabet I-ical order, starting with A. Come up short, take a drink. Last chum standing gets to kill the gnome. Jeez. Pretty brutal game. Example, arrow to the bollocks. Break its shin. Club its head with the broken shins. Stoned. Get a stone, invade an inn, kill everyone there. Fill 10 tankards with ale, arrange them in a triangle on each side of a table. Long ways, you fool. Or arrange them first and then fill them, I don't care. Put half your chums at one side, half at the other. Take turns throwing the stone at the opposite tankards. Get it in, drink it dry. 10 empty cups, your team loses. Winning team gets to yank a single claw of their choice out of the loser's feet. Ow. Deal a drink. Attack a village with your pack. Keep killing till a chum loots a deck of cards. Choose a dealer. I don't care how. Shortest tail, ugliest feet, something like that. Chum on their right gets 2 chances to guess the card on top. And dealer chum says if it's higher or lower. Dealer chum chugs twice if the first try is right, and chugs once if the second try is right. If the guess chum fails, they chug the difference between the final guess and the card. If your last guess is a 4 and the card is a 9, you take 5 chugs. It's basic mathematics. Mathematic? New chum dealer when the last one fools, 2 guess chums. Last one standing torches the village. What is it with, like, all the violence with the rules in this game? Like, is this written by, like, goblins or something?
Hey for the pub. Oh,
Halflings and gnomes order here.
I've probably got to sort out our inventory again. We're getting pretty full. I might actually just quickly do that now. We should be able to throw a lot of this stuff to camp. That might help, at least a little bit. Keeping the clubs, because we might need that. Actually, a mace might be able to help with, you know, breaking down walls for when the time comes. Let's send that to camp, send that to camp as well. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff, don't we? Yeah, that's looking a little bit better.
same as you. I see your wink. Say hey for the pub.
What's inside?
Oh, it's just a bunch of rotten stuff. Ooh! I take that back. Makes me feel like maybe I should be checking the wicker baskets more often. Right. So let's have a chat with this guy. Maybe another quick save is in order.
The payday gold in my pouch is clinking. Say hey for the pub. A single thought is what I'm thinking. Say hey for the pub.
Alright.
We'll soon be stinking.
I mean, he seems pretty happy. We'll let him be. Leave him in peace. Let's grab that. And I suppose I'll just check out the entire upper floor before we even move on to the lower floor. I'm guessing there's probably a lot more to discover down there. A lot of clanging noises everywhere.
I don't know you. Perhaps I forgot you.
New customers, damn straight. I wonder if there's a trader in here. They don't seem to mind us taking everything. I like these kind of establishments. Where we can pretty much just do what we want.
Welcome to the waning moon. To lifelong friends, both old and new.
A blighted barman. Nope. Looks very appetizing. I wonder if we turn it down, whether or not these guys would just take offense to that and decide to attack us, but... What is it that you're serving?
Only the best. Oblivion and beyond. Go on. Cheers. Bottoms up. Go nuts.
The curse has wrecked this man. This is no life. This is torture.
We can pick up the tankard.
Leaning in, you can see how the creature's skin barely holds it together. The bulge of its belly is on the cusp of bursting wide open.
Ugh.
Bloated as a pufferfish. He takes a few drinks and I bet he'll pop.
Go on, drink. Make it drunk. Be drunk. You and I both. To our good health.
Yep. Well, let's mime the drinking. Come on. Ooh, just.
Elixir. But such a small sip you take. Fear not. You will soon quaff as I do.
The guy's got skills. That's for sure.
Now tell me the story. A fable, a saga. Delight me.
Performance. Well, I guess we do have some benefits. Wow, we've actually got a lot of options, don't we? I mean, I don't know if there's going to be a difference depending on what I tell this guy. I mean, we may as well go with the first one here. From aboard a mind flayer vessel, I witnessed the hells themselves. Elixir of human versatility. We need a 21. What? Mundane pluckiness grants you proficiency in all skills until the next long rest, due to the wily resourcefulness now bubbling within it. Gives us +3. We don't have any inspiration, so I think I don't mind using this. Hopefully we're not using it or taking it for granted or anything like that. 6 to 9 total bonus. Better than nothing, right? Okay. Well, at least it'll last until long rest, so if we get into any more conversations.
A wasted journey. The hells can be seen.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Spin a more fantastic fable. Entertain, engross, amuse me. Or be amusement.
I gazed upon all Faerun from the 4 peaks of the spine of the world. 18. A bit better than before. Oh! Alright, well, combat it is then.
Lies of a lying liar. Void take you.
Expect any.
God damn it. Alright. Well, I didn't want to have to fight all these guys, but it is what it is. Look, considering where we're at with the episode and where we've just started in terms of combat, I think I'm going to take a break here, and when we come back, we'll deal with all of these. I assume they're all undead. Yeah. So maybe this is a good time to check out Shadowheart's spell to turn undead and, you know, see if that's going to be of any benefit. But yeah, I'll sign out here, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. When we come back, we'll deal with these folks, assuming it's going to be an easy fight. Anyway, chuck us that like down below, guys, as usual. Drop me some comments if you have some suggestions. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one.